Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this in-scale product review, we're taking a look at this Atlas in-scale Trainman 90-ton hopper car, lettered for the Rock Island Railroad. So this was a new purchase from trainworld.com. So of course it's going to come with all the original packaging. So to open up the box, you just squeeze to get the lid off. And of course everything's harder when you try to do it on camera for whatever reason. And once you have that little tab unlocked, you just flip the lid off. This car does come with a little plastic sheet to help protect it from the lid, rubbing against the lid. And there's also another little plastic sheet, I guess you call it, to help protect it from the white plastic cradle from rubbing off the lettering and decals and such. Here on the B end of the car, you see there is a separately applied handbrake wheel. You get a little better view of the coupler. You have a full height ladder that corresponds with the location of the full height ladder on the side of the car. The matching reporting marks and numbers. And you even have some polling pockets on the bottom corner of the frame of the car. The handbrake wheel does have the requisite chain and rod detailing, and you've also got a fair amount of decent rivet detailing along the edge of the support beams, I guess you could call it, of the car, the reinforcement beams. Looking at the interior of the car, you see there's not really a whole lot of detail. I mean, I guess that's by design. The car does come with a coal load. As you can see, it is detachable. It's not really held in place with any kind of glue or clips or anything. It just sits in the car. It's a snug fit, a very fine tip, like jeweler's screwdriver can pry it out with minimal effort. So, you know, if you want to run, if you have a bunch of these and you want to run, you know, multiple sets of like an empty and a loaded coal train type of situation, then, you know, it's a very easy thing to accomplish. Other than this car weight that's in here, inset into the center sill of the car, there's not anything going on the inside of it. Alright, so now that we have the car on the tracks, I've got a little extra light shining on it so you can see the details there, kind of sort of a little bit on the trucks. You have these 100-ton roller bearing type trucks, correct number of springs. Even though it's hard to see, there is actually the roller bearing cap on the journal, so that is fairly nicely done. You have some latch detailing there on the sides of the bays. There are 3 bays on this car for you know, unloading purposes. As you can see there, the car has a coal load inside of it. It is a one-piece plastic coal load. You've also got a cast-on full height ladder, and you have some very nice rivet detailing along the edges of each of the body panels of the car. This car does have brown plastic wheels, and it does have truck mounted knuckle couplers. The Atlas Accumates, I believe is what they're called. All of the lettering on this car is legible. Might take some magnification, but everything is legible. You can read it, and very nicely done representation of a fairly common freight car. Here on the underside of the car, you don't really see a whole lot in the way of details. All you've got really is just the Atlas stamping. You can see a little better the truck mounted couplers, and you can see, you know, the brown plastic wheels. The flanges aren't super big like some of the older in-scale models. These are some of the smaller flanges I have seen on in-scale wheels as far as new era production models. They are very free rolling. It's a very good rolling car, and everything appears to be within gauge standards according to the NMRA specs. There are individual doors and hatch and hinge detailing on the underside of the bays. So, not that you'll get a chance to really see any of that under normal circumstances, but if you're anal about the details, they are there. Overall, this is a fairly nice model. My only gripe with it is the fact that on the B end of the car, the brake details that you typically see with a hopper car are absent. So there is no brake piston, there is no air brake valve, and there is no emergency or service reservoir present inside this little recess right here. So that's the only downside of this car, but for, I think it was like $14.99 or something like that, it was under $20. It's still a fairly nice model. It's still a fairly well detailed car, and I guess with in scale it's so small that again, under normal circumstances you're not really going to see all of that anyway. Okay, time for the getting into the fun part of this review. For this first portion of the run of the review, we are going to do a quick coupler check, make sure this thing couples up like it's supposed to. I've got my Atlas Southern Pacific GP35 on the track along with a short test train, and we will see how this guy does on Bachmann 11 3/4 inch radius, I believe is what this is. Easy track, and I've also got a Bachmann Easy Track switch. We will test this thing as far as its ability to make it through that Bachmann turnout. Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this in-scale product review, we're taking a look at an Atlas Trainman table.